Sony fanboys are angry. If you don't like this game, you're not a real gamer. It's the same thing they use if you don't buy a PS5, according to get real, quote unquote, real gamers. Let's say, the PS5 is the greatest thing to ever come to existence, when it isn't. It's a console with no games worth buying. A lot of people saying that Deathloop might finally be the first real game for the PS5 that isn't a spin-off, that isn't, an indie game, that, isn't a, older, title being ported, or something like that. So it is, a game that exists. That's all I'm telling you. I'm not going to say it's good or bad, essentially. But on site, if you disagree with the common consensus on Deathloop by Sony fanboys, you will be angry. They will be angry. And the user score for this game is a 6.1. Yep. The best PS5 game of the year. The 5th best PS5 game of the year, actually. Which is only behind Hades. Which is also on the Nintendo Switch. And Xbox. Tony Hawk, Switch, and Xbox. Never heard of Disco Elysium before. And Final Fantasy VII Remake is a port of a PS4 game. So the only real exclusive on the PS5, which is also on the PC, which means it's not a real exclusive if you use Sony fanboy logic, which is just ridiculous using a Sony fanboy idiotic fool's correction. The fact that this console has really no games besides, ports, which people criticize the Switch for having, but this is basically, according to Sony fanboys, the greatest console of all time. It is the fastest selling console. It's the greatest console. That's what the mainstream media keeps telling you, when it is not the greatest console of all time. It is not the best console of all time. And most of the sales are from scalpers. So, and Deathloop, people don't care about it. But outside of course, the Sony fanboy groups, which of course call it a masterpiece because it's on the PS5. And, blah, blah, blah. Like, nobody cares. No one's going to buy this game anyways, okay? No one's going to buy this game anyways. There's no real games. And they keep saying this is like a masterclass of design, according to the critics. But it seems that the people aren't buying it. The people are not buying this stuff anymore. This, Sony is the best console ever, and you have to buy PS5 or else, okay? And we all know they have been, kissing Sony's ass because they gave The Last of Us Part 2 best game of the year, okay? They gave that best game of the year over games like Doom Eternal. They gave The Last of Us Part 2 best game of the year over Doom Eternal and over Animal Crossing, which is definitely much more worthy of best game of the year. Actually, any other game other than The Last of Us Part 2 is worthy of game of the year. But on 4chan, if you dare criticize the great Deathloop, okay, he doesn't like Deathloop, so it's weak. What's weak stuff about the guy because he doesn't like our Sony exclusives. So sad. And that's basically, and they just took down the thread, rightfully so. So yep, Deathloop is nothing but another Sony fail, despite the game being absolutely praised by critics. It seems that people just don't care. People don't care about Sony anymore. No one is seen through the Sony's ruse. And that's basically about this video. Goodbye.